Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here 2 months into using the Samsung Galaxy S25. How has it been over the course of 2 months? As you guys know, I dropped a month review a month ago. And now that it's been 2 months, has anything changed? Has my feelings changed towards this device? Or is it still the great Samsung Galaxy S25 I thought it was a month ago? I do have the smaller variant, the 6.3 inch, which I find to be perfect in size. Now, I don't mind like the 6.5 inch range, which is where the iPhone Air is, and I think Samsung may have went a little too big with the 6.7 inch on the S25 Edge, but I do want also would like to try that, so maybe in time I will be able to get my hands on those. In the meantime, though, how has it been using the Samsung Galaxy S25? Well, from a hardware perspective, as I said, I find this to be a very, very nice size device. As you guys can see here, it's still in mint condition. I'm actually a tad bit surprised at that because of the sheer amount of times this phone has actually slipped out of my pocket in the car. And when you're in the driver's seat of the car, when things fall out of your pocket, they can fall in between the seat and that center console, right, where your armrest. And down there is where you have that metal railing for the seat, and you don't know what other debris, food, sharp objects, the sharpness of the metal that's down there holding your seat together. This phone has fell down there several different times. It has fell out of my pocket, hit the floor, fell out of my pocket, hit the gym floor. It has hit tile, and this phone is still reigning supreme. That's the difference between the quality of hardware Samsung uses between their flagships and their mid-range and lower. Case in point, the A53, the screen started catching hairline scratches a whole lot more than I thought it was going to. This device, not a scratch in sight, despite it being all over the place. And you guys already know I've shown the history on this channel. I don't really wear cases all that often or screen protectors. Every once in a blue moon, I will. So from a hardware perspective, Samsung continues to reign supreme when it comes to the quality of materials they use for their devices. Now, software. That's what I want to jump into next because we know that there has been an interesting story when it comes to software and my Galaxy S25 unit, mainly being YouTube plaguing this device with battery drain, overheating, confusion, all the like. That happened my first 3 weeks or so of using this device before I was able to tweak specific settings within optimization, within the battery, being able to tweak some things in here. But primarily, what I had to tweak was YouTube itself and how the phone's optimization features either worked with or worked against YouTube's usage. And so I had to actually come in here, come into apps, scroll all the way down, take my little, usually you can take this little thing and drag it like that, come down here. I had to come to YouTube, and then once I'm in YouTube, I had to come down here to battery, and I had to switch it to unrestricted. This, and when I was also running into these problems, I was on like beta 5-ish for the One UI 8 beta. I don't think that was causing an issue, but when they did update with beta 6, along with this, it's one of the two things that definitely helped drastically save my battery life long term and save me from a lot of overheating problems. And I really think it was that restricted situation because the software definitely does try its best to optimize your apps, to try to settle down apps if it's trying to cause battery drain. Case in point, if you come in here device care, you're going to see in here sometimes what it'll say is you have one issue and maybe something plaguing the battery, and it's going to want you to deep sleep it. That was something I was doing routinely with YouTube that still wasn't fixing the issue. And then I hit that unrestricted, never saw that again, also never had any issues with the battery since then. And I can still say today, 2 months later, or in other words, a month after the review, that again, I still have not had any issues with the battery for my Galaxy S25. It has only been beautifully better in terms of battery life. I have yet to drain this battery down to 0%, which is great. And that's not me having to rush to a charger. That's simply the phone lasts all day. And remember, this is the This is the 6.3-inch size, and for me, I'm primarily listening to music, listening to YouTube podcasts, watching some videos from time to time. I have a little bit more time to watch videos, or at least have them playing in the background, meaning I may have my phone set off to the side with the video on and playing, but it's still doing that over the course of 7-8 hours, and I'm still getting home around 8 9 p.m. with 30, sometimes even 40%. And by the time I go to sleep around 11:30ish p.m., I'm still ending the night anywhere between like 15% and 25%. So I still haven't even gotten below 10%. The only time I was getting below 10% was when I was having those weird battery woes. And since those have been resolved, haven't had any issues, which also means that those problems did not actually destroy the health of my battery as well. So that's all very, very good in regards to the Galaxy S25. The other thing I also appreciated was running the One UI 8 beta. As I discussed in the official video that I released a couple days ago, the beta was very stable and it didn't really pose any problems with the software. Everything for the most part ran smoothly, ran fine. The only thing that didn't was I hit wallpapers. The only thing that didn't work all that well was the actual font, for lack of a better term, for this, which is this one. This is the only thing that was having problems throughout the software, but I did not have to worry about it all that much. And you know what? Why not just change it back to that? Then that's the only thing that had some intermittent issues, but it was beta software. That was a new feature that Samsung was tweaking, adjusting, and optimizing. That was it. Like outside of that, I really didn't have any issues with anything. I think even when it came to the camera stayed consistent through use as well, and that mirror Lord have mercy, marrying that with the software, it definitely shows Samsung has jumped leaps and bounds over the course of years with One UI, their camera technology, and their computational side as well. I think we all have Google to thank for that, but Samsung really does a good job with the cameras here. And if you guys haven't seen me start shuffling some photos up there, you've seen in different situations, whether it's me or items that I've taken pictures with, this camera has done a very, very good job as well. And that's something that I think we should be able to expect at minimum when buying a flagship device. Software being key, now being a couple days into running the stable software for One UI as well. Again, just fine, no problems from that perspective. And then, of course, a camera I can depend on, I can whip out and snap, whether it's a selfie, whether it's my rear facing cameras, nighttime, the light. Now, I haven't really taken a lot of nighttime photos, so that's something I probably will try to do. I know I said I would like to do a camera test video. I kind of did it with the real day in the life, but I want to see if I can do something like that here in the near future. I just got to get my licenses back from music and stuff like that to kind of add a little bit of ambiance to those videos. So that's why I'm kind of holding off right now because I'm not quite in a position yet. But safe to say with the photos you've been able to see here, the cameras are solid. The video is solid. The quality of the Buds 3 Pro as well, the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, to use those as the mics for videos and how that syncs well with the video usage with the Galaxy S25. You can use your Galaxy Buds as your audio for videos. Works seamlessly. So again, Samsung's ecosystem has definitely become way more cohesive over the time, and you notice that between their hardware, their software, their cameras, and their wearables. And that leads me to battery life, which I basically have already talked about throughout this video, because when are we not talking about battery life when it comes to our smartphones these days? But the battery life has been phenomenal with the Galaxy S25. I can't say it enough. No matter what I throw at it, the phone handles it just fine. I got animations running all the time. I use Good Lock for the majority of my customizations. As you guys see, this is Good Lock with that. So you see that with the animations, the transition effects, for the fingerprints. I have a lot of animations running on this device, and that Snapdragon 8 Elite chip is flawless when it comes to handling all of that without denting the battery. That's something that needs to be highlighted more. Some people think you gotta reduce animations, kill them completely, maybe even come into settings, come in here to display, and then turn off motion smoothness. Nope, not me. I got that boy on adaptive, and if I can access developer options, which uh, interestingly enough, I have not been able to find on this device, despite. Okay. If they have it within developer options, you can, I believe, do a constant 120 where it doesn't even, drop, so to speak. So you can, if you can still change that in 2025 on our devices via developer options, I probably would, and would still get phenomenal battery life out of this device. That's what you call a solid phone experience, a solid daily driver. With that being said, this may move to my secondary driver because the one issue I do have is storage. If you guys didn't notice, if I jump back in here to device care, you guys will see that I'm sitting at just around 6.6 gigs left, and I hate getting the pop up, from time to time. Oh, you are running out of storage. Remove. I don't really have much to remove. I have Apple Music is the biggest thing, sucking up about 30 to 40 gigs, but even then, subtracting that, like, it's not a lot of space. So 128 is bad, and we know that because Apple is stunning everybody with the decisions they made by baselining their devices with 256 gigs of storage. That was a very smart move, something we would have expected Android to do, but Apple actually stepped up and decided to take initiative and be the leader in that category when they've always been behind. So we also have to give Apple their props when they do the right thing. And so next year we could definitely expect all of Android devices to now at minimum provide 256 gigs of storage, because that's the right thing to do. With quality cameras, quality video taking, with apps getting bigger, we need that storage space. Software getting, we need the storage space. So 256 gigs is now the more comfortable baseline for storage, and that's why this will move to my secondary device. And my main device is either going to be the Flip 7, the S25 Edge, or the iPhone Air. Yes, I said it here. It might be the iPhone Air. We'll see if I can get my hands on it. If not, the Edge will be the main driver, because I want to test out that thinness. I want to see if I can if I can replicate that battery life in that thinner profile with the smaller battery, which I think I can, because I'm able to get that battery life out of the Z Flip and Fold 7, or the Z Flip and Fold series, as I, in the past. No matter what battery life what battery size, I know how to use the software. I know how to take advantage of the tools necessary to augment it around my daily lifestyle, so that way I can maintain solid battery life. And then I bring that to you guys, so you guys can also then try to do the same for your personal experience. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the Samsung Galaxy S25, the S25 Edge, the iPhone Air. Are you in Apple or Samsung or Android's ecosystem? The comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell, so all free. That way you know our videos. So you and I can sit back, check, see who's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super things button down there by the like and dislike button, Cash App and PayPal, and check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's way to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's your man Micah signing out. Until the next video, wait for